This right here was an original gasser campaigned in the 60s out of Pickens, South Carolina. We don't know a lot of like full details of the car, but we do know it was a gasser. We do know it was campaigned out of Pickens, South Carolina in the 60s. I found the car in a field here in Anderson. In fact, I was building a custom Chevy 2, retro mod that I come and got parts off this car in the junkyard, and that's how I knew about it. And it had a cage in it, and it was a drag car, and it was kind of cool. It was an old crude old car. And when I, got in and decided I wanted to build a gasser, I wanted the postcard. I wanted the postcard. And I called a friend of mine that had this car, and I asked him, could it be purchased? And he said, well, yeah, he didn't own it, but somebody did. And it could be purchased, so I ended up paying $200 for the car. Well, he delivered the car. Well, I noticed that it had radius wheel wells. I'm like, okay, that don't make no sense. And it had a factory front end somebody had bolted on it. And then I looked under and the shackles welded up under it where the leaf springs used to connect to the front. And I just got to look and I said, this thing was a gasser. And I mean, and just as clear as, baby, we got pictures of it, it's awesome. And it just fit. It was just like it meant to be a gasser again. And that's what we done. And so, this car is so not everything is custom built, but the front axle is a 59 Apache Chevrolet truck axle that I cut 7.5 inches out of, put it back together, shaved off, I don't know how many pounds of weight in the milling machine and bored holes in it. The hubs are 50 Chevrolet car hubs, still to this day, that I modified and put a strange strut rudder on and made a brake kit out of a Willwood caliper, and made all of that. So that was the part I was intrigued about. Let's build this stuff. Let's not go buy a 4-link system or coilovers, and I'm not knocking on that stuff, but it was like build the components and build it like the 60s. The ladder bars are 2x3 tubing, not because they're better, they're not. It's the look. It's what, it looks right. It looks like the 60s, So it was stuff like that that intrigued me about the car. Everything is, all its engine turned, all the aluminum has been turned, and it was just, why did we go through all that trouble? Because that's what somebody would have done in the 60s. They had bead rollers and all, but they didn't do all this fancy bead rolling and this and that. They did what they had. They used what they had. So they would engine turn every bit of the aluminum if they could. It was stuff like that that you tried to put the 60s through it. You know what I mean? It's got a 421 cubic inch, small block, 23 degree Chevrolet engine. We run a G-Force 4-speed, and it's got a 9-inch Ford rear end, the same stuff like that. The G-Forces seem to hold up to the horsepower. Those Jerichos out there is all kinds. The G-Force seems to work good for us. The small block Chevrolet itself, it's just a good little motor. We're not going to say how much horsepower it makes, but it's almost record setting for a 23 degree. I mean, it really is. It's amazing. Interesting question about how we come up with the name, the Boogie Man. I don't think we could have picked a better name. It's luck, number one. It's an interesting story. It's just the coolest name. What happened was, when we was building the car, I wanted to paint the car green. And I've been wanting a green car. Don't ask me why. I built hot rods for people, and I've had an orange car, and orange is one of my favorite colors too. And I said, I just want this green color, And a friend of mine had come by the shop in the evening time. We was talking about it. I said, I'm gonna paint the car green. I didn't even have a name yet. I'm gonna paint it green. I said, man, you can't paint a drag car green. That's bad luck. I said, what? I said, ain't no bad luck. Bad luck? I said, I'm painting it green. He said, man, I'm telling you now, you don't paint no drag car green. I said, well, I'm gonna paint it green. He said, what they gonna do? Start calling you the Booger Man. Here comes the Booger Man. There goes the Booger Man. And I looked at him and it hit me. I said, how about the Boogie Man? And the name stuck right then. And it could not have fit this car and the reputation that this car has created, no better. I mean, we probably have more kid fans than we have adult fans. And that's great, because if we can help kids get into drag racing, man, that's just awesome and we love it. But this car, you fear this car. because this car like come out of the gate, the way it come out of the gate and when it showed up, and in any given day, we're fortunate, this car's got a good chance of winning. And you know, most times you got to take it out. So, like I said, we couldn't have picked a better name. It's an awesome name. I name everything, and that's another thing everybody gives me so much grief about. We're in the Boogie Cave, by the way. Just to let everybody know, we're doing this interview in the Boogie Cave. This is a shop I built a couple of years ago, and it's my own personal hobby shop right beside our industrial business. And I just, you know, it's the Boogie Cave. I mean, this is just where the Boogie Man stays. It's where we do all of our work. You know, I name everything, down to the power plant, the engine. When I was building the engine, I would talk to Quayne Stott on the telephone, and I'd tell him, and we was just talking smack back and forth to each other, and I said, man, you don't want none of yum yum eat 'em up. He'd go, huh? I said, man, you don't want none of yum yum eat 'em up. Yum yum eat 'em up gonna get your ass. And he'd go, what? I said, that's the engine in the car. I said, yum yum eat 'em up. And it's the old little rascals, you know, the little witch doctor off the little rascals that go, yum yum eat 'em up, yum yum eat 'em up. Well, it just stuck. I mean, it's on the valve covers. I mean, you won't come by our pit, the front end's up, read the valve cover. Yum, yum, eat 'em up, because we yum, yum, eat 'em up. And it stuck. And I mean, I've been in post interviews before after winter race, and they'll just, first thing they say is, yum, yum, eat 'em up. And that's stuck with us too. Everything. I mean, the motorhome's the Boogie Bus. You know, I got a little 1984 73 wheeler that's our little pit bike. That's Little Boogie. I mean, it's just everything's cooler with a name. Because, you know, if I cover this up right here, you still know the car. You don't know that Chris Dunn's driving the car. You just know that's the Boogie Man. So that's what a lot of the people, I think, even in the gasser world, forget. It's about the car. It's not about the driver, it's as much the car. This car has won with 2 different drivers in it. Very few gassers right now, at least on the Eastern Seaboard, can probably say that they've won major races in hard heads up with 2 different drivers. And this thing's done it. I did it with me, and it's did it with Mitch Stockton. And we both won 2 races in it, you know, and I don't know how many rounds of racing I've won. I've been fortunate. I've won more rounds of racing than I've lost. So, you know, that's pretty good. But like I said, it's about this, not this. And that's what people need to understand. There you go.